Nah, that's all right.
Sorry,
Because we supposed to do the talking pregame anyway, right?
we live.
Yeah. Give
We're
everybody.
live. Let's kick it off. One of y'all kick it off.
What you want? I thought we was giving everybody a minute to get settled in.
Everybody should have been ready after that. Everybody should have been hot ready. It should be. They should have came in hot with this one.
Yeah, this one was huge, I must say.
You think John Collins gets a shirt? Another shirt made?
He loved catching bodies against the Sixers, bro.
Yeah, like a few of them.
Trae Young pass game is nice though. I can't hold you. I just hate the whining he do all the time. Other than that,
we talking about this week. We were saying the players who are true floor generals. He's one of them.
So is Draymond, y'all ain't mentioned Draymond in that, but you got
that pass he did with the left hand that time threw that joint all the way across the court. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was. Now the Bull got skills. The Bull definitely.
All right, I guess we can get it. We got 11 in there.
We here. Let's go. Welcome. Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. We have the big comeback win against Atlanta. Well, we was up, then they came back, took the lead, then we came back and won. Good comeback win against Atlanta, man. We needed this win. Y'all know,
you got technical difficulties over there.
All that good stuff.
You start freezing up.
Oh, froze up for a second?
Yeah.
Am I good?
You good now.
YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, the Twitter, the Instagram, the iTunes. What else we on, Tim? Anything else that I missed out?
You covered everything.
Got the uncensored. Got the shirts out there.
Yep.
But yeah, man, a good win.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to be very disappointed. I didn't want to lose to Atlanta again in the regular season, like Wayne was saying earlier. It was a good win, man. B with a big bucket at the end.
Yes.
B made some huge shots. He made some big shots. So I give it to B. Everybody played well tonight, though. Maxey, even though he's still struggling a little bit with his shot, he made some big buckets too, dropping to the lane. But I want to see him keep shooting him. He's still hesitant. He missed a couple threes and he get real hesitant. Gotta keep firing. You gotta keep shooting, man. You open. You gotta take that shot. Don't Ben Simmons up.
This game was a weird game to me because I honestly, and maybe it was just me, I didn't feel that we was going to win this game, the whole game until the end. Like, we went up early. I'm like, oh, okay, we doing our thing. And then all of a sudden for the next 2 quarters, pretty much, 2.5 quarters, Atlanta was in control in the driver's seat. And then we went on that, I think it was a 19 to 20-9 run or something like that.
Yeah.
And just changed the whole game. And like I said, the only point I felt we could win was at the very end when we actually took the lead. I said, oh, snap, I think we might be able to pull this game out. It just felt like one of them games to me. And once we came back and got the lead, then it was a wrap. Like Ethan said, I mean, it was solid. It was like okay play for the most part. Atlanta set us up a little early. They dug themselves a hole early because they was turning the ball over. And then, we went cold and they took the lead and commanded the lead for the most part of the game. And then we came back with some strong defense. Trae Young, in my opinion, shot us back into the game. That 3 he took that was like 35 feet out was a dumb shot. He does that a lot. His 3-point percentage suffers from that. That's why he's in the mid to low sometimes shooting 3-point percentage. I thought that was a terrible. Unless you Dame Lillard or Steph Curry, even Trae, as good as he shoot the 3, I still think that's a bad shot for him. That was a terrible shot. He bricked it hard, and that helped us win the game.
But
I meant to say, though,
go ahead.
B's passing I like the way the ball was moving tonight. The ball moved well tonight. I want to say that. Go ahead, Wayne. My bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, Trae. First of all, I was talking about, but for the Trae Young passing is amazing. Like people talk about his shoot. I actually think his passing is better than his shooting. You know what I'm saying? But
I agree.
But I can't be mad at him when he shoots some of those shots because some of them shots he was shooting, like he had dudes covering him and he was knocking them down. Like he helped put him up.
Not from that range.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying, but I'm just saying if that's a part of his game and that's what he do and that's part of what make him effective because he will shoot from out there. Bulls got to play him a little bit differently. Now that being said, let me get to the main thing I want to talk about tonight. We led the big fella down low, down the stretch, and he found the open people, and they finally started hitting open shots. This is the way they should have been
finding open people.
No, he was finding them. They was missing. The Sixers been shooting horrible the last few games. And they finally hit. That's like it was one of them early on. Like it was like, who was it? Shake. He hit Shake wide open, miss brick. But then it was like after that, like he got a couple shots out there. The Bulls started hitting Embiid, and I get it. I get it. People want Embiid to be down in the post all game long, but like the announcer said, that takes a wear on your body if you're down there banging down in that post all game long. That being said, in the fourth quarter, when it started getting down there and getting down in the crux of it, he did start going down there. And they passed him the ball earlier. Like when he got in established position, they threw the ball to him earlier. Instead of him having to try to back his way all the way down, he got it deep down inside, and that enabled him to
get down inside, though. He was getting down inside.
But he does. Down early. I just told you, the Boston game, he was down inside. They didn't throw the ball to him. Like he had
earlier. Get down early in the shot clock.
Yeah. He did. He had Jaylen Brown trapped down there like 3 times down the stretch of that game, and they couldn't throw the. As a matter of fact, in the one game, in this game, when he shot that fadeaway, the last shot that he shot, he had one-on-one with Collins. Throw it over Collins. Collins playing center at like 6'7". Throw it over him to Embiid forehand. They act like they don't know how to throw a pass into the post.
He an athlete.
All right, let me jump in.
Yeah, Collins is an athlete. He jumping out the building.
All right, let me jump in. All right, first of all, I want to address somebody in the comment section. They said, I want to know what Tim's thoughts on Embiid tonight. So, I guess that's how we're gonna start the evening off like that. I thought he played well. I thought he had he did shoot great early on. We was hot and cold, but I didn't have any problem with Embiid's game. We played well. He had a 3-pointer in the game. Clutch shot at the end of the game to tie the ball game up. Or was it to take the lead? Whatever it was.
Take the lead. I think he tied and I think he did. Did he do both? Tied and take the lead, I think.
So yeah, because the crazy thing is Embiid, they kept it to the guards not the last play, but before he hit the shot to take the lead, the guards, they always shooting, they was missing, but we kept getting rebounds. And they said, okay, let's put it back in Embiid's hand. And then they put it in Embiid's hand, and you know what? He knocked it down. So I was impressed. No shade on Embiid tonight. I think he played well. I'm gonna start out that way. Now, Thibault, if his defense ain't good, I don't see what his point is being on the floor. Now we're gonna talk about that a little later, but defensively, he was just.
He only took one shot.
But I'm just saying.
That's the problem. But that's the problem. I agree with Tim. He had a couple of opportunities. I felt
he did a good job on. I thought he did a good job on.
No, he did solid, but I do think he need to give you more. Sometimes he got these open looks. I remember at one point in the game, I think Drummond was in the game, and Drummond got a rebound, kicked it out to him, and he had it. Then he hesitated and passed it. Then the next possession, he had somebody more on him and took the shot. I'm like, and he bricked it, but I'm like, why didn't you take the one that was more open than the one you had? I don't know. His decision making sometimes a little bit iffy to me, but I think B tonight, his decision making was more crisp. It was faster, like Ethan was saying. He kicked it open, man. He decided this is all I'm saying what B need to do, in my opinion. When I watch other big men like Jokic and all them who to successful, they make quick decisions. Get the ball, decide what you're going to do, and do it. Stop the extra pump faking and holding and all that. Every now and then you might see a cutter and you setting something up, but for the most part, make a quick decision. I think that's what he did tonight, and that's why he was more successful when finding the open shooters. And then when he took the shot, he wasn't crisp with it, but he made some of his shots. But I think the decision making was so much better for me.
He was shooting horrible the first half. So I mean, for him to finish at 10 for 23, something like that. Yeah, I don't think that.
Hey Brandon, if Thibault was giving me 8 points a game, I'd be happy with that.
And listen, I see it's still.
If he was giving me 8 points a game,
what is he giving?
I would be happy. 6.
Hey, listen. Right, we talking about Toby.
His career is 4.
Let's not get it twisted. Niang is not a starting power forward. So if you don't think that we'd have been better off with Tobias in there over Niang, then I don't know what to tell you. That's just like
Collins played good though. Niang played 5 for 8.
He played very well.
62% from the field.
But
he played very well.
Collins also came over and got 2 key blocks down the stretch. One of them on Maxey because he didn't have to worry about whoever was at the power forward position. He came down here and started helping when Maxey when B cleared out. Remember that one play?
He ain't got to worry about Niang shooting 3.
The Yank three is more deadly than.
I don't know whoever he was on. He was going in there. He was coming off and helping a lot.
Well, if he come off and help, you got to find him.
And he got coming off of. 2 boxes down the stretch. Well, you talked to Maxie about it. Maxie went driving to the basket, and he came in there and golfed it.
Maxie tried to take it on 2. I thought that was a bad shot anyway. Maxie should have kicked that. Because I seen him coming over. Maxie probably didn't notice it, but I thought that was a bad shot about Maxie.
Somebody mentioned in the comment section earlier about Seth. I do think we got to give Seth some credit. Seth played very well tonight. 7 for 14 overall, 2 for 4 from the 3. 5.
It was like the second and third quarter didn't exist. He had 11 points in the first quarter. And he finished with 14.
He finished with 18.
18. So
he had a big 3 in the last 2 minutes.
So, but you got to give me something. I need something in between. It was feast or famine with Seth today.
I mean, but that's Seth though. Listen, 18 points a game is on par with Seth going to give you. Like Seth ain't no 25-point a game score. That's what I be trying to tell cats. Brandon Smith, Tim, Wayne mentioned it way back in the day. This is what Seth is going to give you. This is what I always hoped he could be around this average. So he's averaging, I think, the last 3 games he's averaging 18 points for the season. I think it might be like 15 or something.
But is that good enough for a championship
team? But see, that's kind of the point. But that's kind of the point that I make even with Tobias. Like, it's like these dudes, like, this is what they are. Like, this is what they are. This is what their averages are. So this is what you expect from them. And if we're winning with that, I mean, we haven't won with it yet.
We haven't won.
If we're all right, yeah, but you always real quick to talk about when we had been, we was first place. Okay, when they also
you say part that too, Wayne. You say that too.
What? I don't say when we had been. I say when we had our whole squad.
Yes, you
do. What? I said when we have our whole squad, our big man playing our whole squad, we was first place.
Yeah, with Ben.
It's the fact.
Well, it was, but I don't feel like I still do think that we would be a better team if he's on the court with us. I think defensively he would be better than some of the things that we have. I think he would help us out on rebounding and
let me ask y'all this. You know, Toby hasn't really been playing well the last couple of games, and y'all make excuses for Embiid about COVID. Y'all made all excuses for Seth about COVID. Toby had COVID
it might
too,
be.
And he said I agree. Bad. So we passed right over that. You know what I'm saying? Toby struggling. He trash. Nothing about COVID. Nothing about the COVID effects. But we give Embiid the excuse, and we gave Seth the excuse all last year.
So
I feel the same. I feel exactly the same about all of them.
Toby get the same pass?
What about Dybul?
See, you know what people do, right?
Dybul could never play.
But Dybul was playing like this before he got COVID, though. At least that's like Seth. Huh? What?
Embiid was struggling before COVID too.
He was averaging 21. Yeah, he was struggling. He wasn't playing how he was.
Yeah.
But we were still winning because he was struggling offensively. He still was getting blocks. He still was getting rebounds. So you saying struggling? We're talking about Thibault. Thibault ain't don't give you points. But we're talking about even his defense. This whole season, his defense wasn't the same top-notch defense he was playing. It's like, did he wear himself out going to the Olympics? Man, did he? I don't know.
Let me ask y'all this too about B.
He learned something going to the Olympics.
This 28 wasn't easy. Can B do this every night anymore? Can he give us 30 a game every night? Or is that B going?
Did he?
I mean, he got 28.
He give us 30 a game. What he was like 28 last year, 28 again.
I mean, 28 a night. So I mean, what you saying? You saying
can B get back to giving us 28 a night?
I mean,
or is that B going?
If you look across the way they calling the game right now, no.
They gave him a lot of free throws on the first quarter too. He went 6 for 7 from the free throw line in the first quarter. He got to the line like he wants to get to the line.
I'll be honest, if B can't give me 25 to 28 a night, I mean,
you put him on the block.
I don't know if I want him no more. I need 25, 28 a night from B.
I think he'd give you 25. I don't know about 30. I think 25, 12, 13 rebounds, 4 or 5.
I need that average from B. What's he averaging right now?
It ain't that right now on a point.
He played 36 minutes. He played 36 minutes at 28.
He averaging 22 and 10. I need to get that up to 25, 26, be honest with you.
I agree.
I think he will.
I think
he will too. It's just a matter, I think, like I said, if he makes quicker decisions, shoots the ball with a little bit more, when he get his confidence back with not necessarily his confidence, but when he get his stroke back, for the jump shot, I think he'll be back around 25 points a game.
Well, remember we was talking about before he even went out with the COVID. Remember we was talking about how the rules changed and the basketball changed. Like a lot of players was talking about the basketball change. And while he was out, remember Dame was struggling too. All of a sudden, Dame shots started getting better. Like some of the guys that were struggling a little bit with the newer basketball. I don't know if it was because of the newer basketball, but it was a lot of guys that were struggling early on. It seemed like they started making adjustments and getting a little bit better at it.
Ron,
During that
I
time,
agree with you.
doing that, Embiid wasn't playing.
John Collins is better than Toby.
Yeah,
they're about the same.
No, I think they're about the same. Collins more of an athlete. That's the only thing I wish Toby brought to the table was a little bit more athletic.
That's huge, though.
It is. But I think
athletes.
If you talk about mid-range jumpers and stuff, I take Tobias' mid-range game over Collins. I take they three is probably about the same.
Neither one can get
Collins a little better. Collins a little better on a three.
He a little better on a three. I mean,
do he shoot as many? He don't shoot that many though, right? I think Toby.
I don't know, but I know Collins' percentage. That their stats are very similar. And like Ephraim said, I mean, Collins is more athletic, but Tobias mid range is more, in my opinion, more automatic.
And he's a little tall.
And I think Tobias is better at creating.
Collins is tall. I think Collins like 6'9".
He like an inch taller. But I don't care
if Toby was taller.
I still think that Toby is. I think Toby is better at creating his own shot than Collins is. I don't think Collins can create his own shot at all. Toby's not great. Listen, Toby's not great at it.
Did Toby create his own shot against?
How often do you see John Collins get the ball on the wing and take somebody off the dribble and score? Most of his baskets is coming off of him cutting.
What did Toby do the other night trying to create his own shot?
Yeah, that one play, but we've seen times where he's going to the basket and score it too.
Yeah, I agree with Wayne. I don't think Collins is that good. Where them Atlanta, where him being on them at, so they could tell us the truth about Collins. Collins is he's a freak athlete. He leaping out the building. He dunking on anybody who underneath the rim if you try to contest it, or otherwise. But as regards creating his own shot and all that, he don't really do that like that for real.
But he would help Embiid, especially with them rebounds. If he was
Wesley,
down
what's
low
up?
You saying rebound? Tobias average more rebounds than him, or it's at least the same. So what are you talking about? Do the rebounds?
It's a different. I'm talking about those loose balls, them second chance points. Having him
rebounds are rebounds, bro. Like stop it.
No. Listen,
I get his is prettier because he jumps higher and he dunks it back in and all that.
Look,
but Tobias' rebounding is might be better than his. It's at least even.
Mark said he got heart. Mark said, do you think now you could question that? Do you think he got more heart than Toby or what?
I mean, you could question it, but where do you see at any time? Do you ever see the ball in Collins' hand where it's like, give Collins the ball, clear out, let him score?
If you want to say some person's heart, you say you gotta look at who they friends. Who Tobias' best friend?
Career. FYI, career rebound.
Tobias' best friend is Boban. You need to know.
Career rebounds. Toby's 6 and Collins is 8. Just for career.
Yeah, but we're not. So what's Toby's rebound since he's been with the Sixers?
I'm telling you, his career is.
Yeah, I don't care what you talking about. Yeah, and Tobias in the first
they about the same in rebounds this year.
The first few years of his career, Tobias just started getting better, like right before he came to the Sixers.
Joy says you're getting bully vibes from Wayne, and I agree. He's trying to bully cats into thinking that Tobias is the bull, and Tobias is
he's not the bull.
No, I'm not calling Tobias black juice, but I do think when we see Collins sometimes, and I agree with Wayne said this last year, we kind of hyped Collins up a little bit because we see him jumping. He dunked on Embiid. He do a little, he
did again tonight.
But his offensive game for real is not that nice like that.
But he's only 24. He's 24.
Ethan, what do you average? What's his points per game?
I don't care about age.
16.
See, stop trying to
one ball is 24. One ball is 30.
Okay. But as we're talking right now, as a player, they're about the same.
So let me ask you.
Collins got that contract. His numbers dropped. Collins' numbers dropped since he got a contract.
Into the Eastern Conference Finals.
He ain't getting nobody nowhere. Trae Young got him there.
No, him and Trae Young. They were the two.
No, Trae Young and Herter and Gallinari.
So now he ain't had nothing to do with it, even though he posterized.
Yeah, he was a nice part, but stop making it like he carried the team. He didn't carry the team.
I guarantee you, if he was on our team, we would have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
You think so?
He wouldn't have been a big difference on that.
Because
the reason I'm gonna tell y'all the reason why we don't get oops and throw a lot of oops because our dudes don't cut hard enough.
They're not athletes.
B doesn't, and not B doesn't card. The only one who gets him is Drummond because Drummond cuts hard to the basket. B don't cut that hard to the basket. If you notice,
they don't got them. They don't got that quick twitch.
He's
muscle.
not fast. I don't think he. Yeah, I don't think he has that quick attack the basket type.
So that's why we don't really have it. Who we throw oops to? Paul Reed ain't even on the bench no more.
Bible, right? He don't do nothing else. If he don't, Bible could dunk. That's about it.
Yeah. That is about it. I mean, look at that. I mean, just look at that. Shake ain't an athlete. Toby ain't an athlete. Korkmaz not an athlete. Niang not an athlete. You could go through our whole list of players. The only legit athlete on our team is Maxey and Thibault.
And B's athlete.
No, he's not.
I mean,
he just tall.
He just tall. So how many 7 footers you see Euro stepping and shooting fadeaway jumpers and all that?
But he got a slow twitch muscle. He don't got that quick.
No. I agree. But let's not
flexible. He's not an athlete. He's flexible. He's a flexible 7 foot.
First of all, you don't know nothing about being an athlete. Running to the corner, just stand in the corner, waiting for somebody to pass you the rock. But no,
because B feels like he don't need to cut that hard. He don't need.
That's what he is.
I just don't think he has that. I agree with Ephraim. I don't think he has that quick twitch type muscle like those guys that get up like that.
Thibault or Collins, he ain't on that type time.
Yeah,
but
why don't we have athletes? Why don't we draft athletes?
He big boned. He big boned. Did you say Ethan?
Why don't we draft athletes? Like what's going on with our draft?
We drafted Zaire Smith. He was supposed to be a freak athlete, right?
He was at 6'2".
We didn't draft Zaire. We traded for him. We drafted the athlete.
We drafted.
I mean, is he a great athlete? Do he do a whole lot of running up and dunking on people and all that other stuff?
Who
that?
Bridget. He's a great athlete. Yeah,
he's an athlete.
He's an athlete. He's more athletic than. I'll tell you who is an athlete. The boy Toscano Anderson just dunked on some whole team, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But Mikal Bridges, he more athletic. He probably a better athlete than everybody on our team outside of Maxey and Thibault.
And Ben.
He probably on the same line as Ben. He might be a little bit more. Ben,
I think Ben's an athlete.
That's an athlete we drafted.
Ben like he in the middle between.
Ben not a crazy athlete.
Ben like a medium twitch. He like a medium twitch athlete.
What makes a person an athlete? Being fast don't make you an athlete. Running. What makes you an athlete? What makes Maxey an athlete?
Ben like Ben is like a
no. I just want to know what makes Maxey an athlete.
I mean, you talking about an athlete as regards a top tier athlete is a combination to me of speed and hops. When you talking about basketball per se, it's a combination of speed and hops and the quickness that you move. Maxey's quick.
I think you don't think Ben has that. You don't think Ben has speed? Ben don't have speed and can get up.
Ben hops to me ain't like LeBron.
He's not a freak athlete.
He's not a freak athlete. He's an athlete. He's solid, but he's not. They said
that. His scouting report said that.
I agree with that.
I don't believe the scouting report. They
always and I question that till I really watch him play. He don't jump out the gym even when he dunk. You know what I mean? Because they was when they compare it to LeBron, they say he's not near the athleticism of LeBron James, and he doesn't. So,
exactly, Brandon. That's what I'm saying. People underestimate B's athleticism because he's like you said, he's 7'1", 300 something pounds, and to move like that and being that size,
I said
that is
flexible.
No, it's not, because a 300-pound freak athlete like Zion moves way better than B to be 300 pounds.
Exactly.
He's not. Zion's not no 7'1". I ain't say Zion wasn't. I'm just saying you don't have to say Embiid's not an athlete because Zion is. How about they both could be athletes, just different types?
Talk about freak athlete.
That's he's not a freak.
You ain't seeing a whole bunch of how many. That's just like for real. They call what's his name an athlete, and he can't jump for nothing. The unicorn because it's a freak of nature. Somebody that big to move like that. That's freakish.
Who can't jump?
Porzingis.
Yo.
But when you that tall and move the way that's
a freak athlete.
I'm just saying. I never heard nobody talk about Porzingis.
All I'm saying is when you're that big and can move like that, that is athleticism. And it's freakish because how many people you know doing it at that size?
The Greek Freak.
Now, that's why his name is Greek Freak.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis don't move all like that.
He way more athletic than B.
He don't move like that. Anthony Davis don't. He like a spot up shooter and catch who don't.
No, Anthony Davis
ain't really taking nobody off the dribble and driving to the basket on him.
He is at times. Yes, he is. His quick twitch muscle is better than B's to me. He got a faster twitch.
He did. Listen, Miz. I think we had great. He talked about Doc get back to the ball movement. I think we had great ball movement tonight. And believe it or not, I think it starts with Embiid.
It does start with Embiid.
When you see Embiid swinging the ball to the open people and the ball not getting stuck, I think that can be contagious for the rest of the team.
That game didn't look good though. After that first quarter, when we got down, I was like you, Ephraim. I didn't think we was gonna win that game. It didn't feel like it was a game that we was gonna win. I mean, that big shot by Seth, going back to that shot that Seth made a big, huge basket. And we need more players like that who could hit big shots down the stretch, especially 3-point shooting. And I think that's something that they need to fill. If we're going to trade for one of these elite boys that might be on the block, because I don't know if y'all noticed today, Portland fired their general manager, and they pretty much just saying that
they rebuilding.
Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you. Eventually, they're going to I told you in a couple podcasts ago, if not the last one, I think that Dame will be traded before the season is over.
I mean, I don't know. You and Maury hope. You, Maury, and Tim are very.
I ain't saying it's necessarily coming here. I'm just thinking that Dame's not going to finish out there. I think they're going to get what they can for him and make a trade. But real quick about Embiid and athleticism. See, we all talking about offense. You don't think he's freakishly athletic? How he gets blocks? How he'll cover the Ali mentioned that about his defense, like how he covers space and get blocks on the floor.
He long. Mutombo did that.
That don't matter. You still got to be able to. You got a lot of dudes that Boban is long, but he ain't jetting from up at the 3-point line and running back and getting.
Was Mutombo a freak athlete?
No, Mutombo wasn't covering ground like Mutombo stood in the paint and just waited to block shots. Mutombo stood in the paint and did it.
Mutombo was the reason why we traded everything for Mutombo because Mutombo
and it messed us up. It
sure did. I'm not going to disagree with you that, but he was very good because he was really tall. But as far as freakish athletes,
well, it's amazing how for Embiid not to be an athlete, how he can guard Giannis, who we call the Greek Freak.
We're not saying he's a bad athlete. We're just saying as far as a freak, you put
somebody that can guard Giannis as he's trying to take him off the dribble and all that, but he's not a freak athlete. How many people?
Yo, let me ask y'all though. Let me ask y'all though. Even though we won a game, do we still need a little more?
Yes,
I think so.
Yes.
Are y'all now willing to trade Maxey, or still think he's workable to save and still use him? He's still untradeable, like Maury was screaming.
If you some of that Maury be talking, I think he's trying to hype boys up. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying he's untouchable, so it's now like if you really want him, you got to give me something. So
yeah.
But I think you know what I'm saying. So I think you might end up having to give up a. That's why I'm so irked at Max Thibault, because he ruined his trade value too. And if Court could have just kept playing like that for a couple of weeks so we could get rid of him, because I think if Court could have played on the level that he was playing to start off, he's cheap. And if he was hitting shots, you could get somebody to get him to be a piece to go on the deal because he was so cheap. But we're gonna have to give more than just Ben to bring back something of significance.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ben, real quick, Miz, you did kind of Ethan kind of addressed it a little bit. I do think that ball movement that we was doing early on, I do think a lot of that's contingent on Embiid. I mean, it's good to have a big man back. Without Embiid, we lose this game. So it's flat out right now. We don't win this game without Joel Embiid. So it's good to have him back. It's good to Mikal Bridges hurt his hand, by the way. It looked pretty bad. I don't know.
Oh no.
They took him out the game with a towel over his hand. I don't know if he jacked up his hand on the cut tip.
Oh, he's an elite athlete. He'll be back.
But with B making my only thing about B is sometimes though I don't know if they tell him to do this. I don't understand why every time he comes down, he has to get the ball at the 3. I don't know if this is his mindset from playing with Brett and this how Brett coached him to do or whatever, but sometimes just go straight down. Like he always kind of wait at the at the 3-point line to get it to set the little screen to the pick, which is cool, but he don't have to do that all the time. Sometimes just go straight down. Like he does that almost every possession. I don't know why that kind of irks me a little bit, but I do think the ball movement, like Ethan said, is contingent upon him and kind of not necessarily, but kind of running the offense through Embiid a little bit. As long as he make decisions fast, I think our offense is smooth. It can flow, and our dudes is knocking out open shots. You see the effect that Embiid got back now. His 3 games back, Seth Curry's averaging 18 points, shooting 50% from the field. Shooting 60% from the field and 50% from 3. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence that Steph's game has improved now that Embiid is back. So, it's good to have him back, and hopefully we can roll off them 10 straight games.
And you got to remember, with Embiid passing the ball, it makes everybody else alert, because now they're not sitting there just watching Embiid pound, turn around, do his move. You ready to catch and shoot. So that helps the team. Just touching that basketball does something to everybody, man. Even if you just swinging it around, just passing to somebody, touching the ball, it helps the whole team chemistry, man. I'm telling you.
But I think that goes for everybody, though. That's why I say, like, even when Embiid does get down there as a big man, if you're getting down, anybody that plays big man, if you're down there and you're in the paint and you boxing and you moving around and fighting for position and they don't give you the ball, after a while, you do get, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? In my older years, I done became more of a post-up player. And if I'm down there trying to move people around and get the ball and it's not coming down there, what am I down there banging my body around for? Like, now you're doing nothing but stopping the whole paint up. And I think that
like standing in the paint, he'd be up there shooting threes all day long. But go ahead.
Did they still call Wayne the black hole?
Go ahead,
you can talk about that. I know multiple people that have played with me. Me and Maine and won tournaments, and we was a vicious 1-2 combination, feeding each other the rock. So y'all can go ahead.
While he down low, grabbing boards and kicking it out to you for 3-pointers.
Tell him, Maine. Tell him what it is.
But no,
Maine actually had a nice mid-range shot. That was Maine money shot.
Carr.
Should we be concerned with Maxey because he looks like he's been struggling since Embiid has been back? Is it he needs more time to fill out his role?
Yeah, I think he's trying to get back into his role. He was taking more of a scoring role, leadership role.
I think he's just missing. That's even what the announcer said tonight. He's just missing.
That's true too. I can't. That girl's horrible, man.
Let me ask you something. Do every woman announcer sound exactly the same? I was like, is this Doris Burke? Is this the chick that do our game? Like every woman announcer sounds the same.
They all want to sound like a man.
No, but
that's what I'm saying. That's same.
No, I would much rather hear Doris Burke. For some reason,
Doris Burke sounds just like them.
No, she sounds horrible. I can't.
For some reason, it seems like they all want them to sound like that. I don't know why. Just sound like a woman.
Yeah.
But
no, I think if you got, it's other people out here on Sports Center, like even the girl who left ESPN and worked for NBC now. I can't even remember her name. The one who had the whole Rachel Nichols thing, all that went down.
Yeah, but they don't call the games though.
I know. My thing is, I think if she called it, she wouldn't sound like that. Like it's several women I heard who talk about sports, and if they called a game, they wouldn't sound. She just, I don't know.
Maybe that's why they don't call the game.
Her little catchphrases, everything. It's just a corniness about it that just don't sound right.
I still don't like the one that we got.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Maybe you gotta give it time. Terrible. It just don't sound authentic. You know,
That's the thing. Yes, it don't. It sounds forced. It doesn't sound. I don't know.
She
make Allah sound. She make Allah, who I didn't think was that good. She make him sound incredible. Like he sound. He sound.
I don't even like Allah, but I'd rather hear Allah than.
Yeah, like he took a Doris Burke out. Take it to. Yeah, I mean, listen. I'm not a big fan of Doris, but she don't sound as bad as this girl to me. I don't know why.
Yo, Mizzy Miz said something.
People talk about Doris Burke is great. I don't see where she's great.
She all right. I don't mind Doris.
Candace Parker is good too. I agree. I think she was.
I do like
Mizzy Miz said something. He said he's the best Joe seen on the floor. He was still missing cutters and lane. He has to watch film and telegraph the lead pass. Do y'all think Joel watches film on the games?
No. He lazy.
Why not?
He probably go home and chill.
How about maybe he's not good at those passes? That's like Drummond. You see Drummond is good at those passes. Sometimes a dude just don't have a certain skills. That's what we got to.
But hold on. I asked that because remember Jimmy said they wasn't watching no film and they wasn't going over no film.
Joel lazy.
Well, this ain't Brett no more.
Joel's the same guy that ate a cheeseburger on the side of the court in the middle of a game.
Why are you bringing up old stuff? You want them boys love bringing up some old stuff. You never had nobody lay nothing down.
Let them play it.
Or when somebody show you who they are, believe them.
Joy said let her commentate. She could be a good commentator. While Brandon say that, he said Joy Burger's more knowledgeable than Glenn Rivers. I'm not gonna go as far as that. But Tim, didn't you want to talk about a comment that was made by Isaiah Thomas was it yesterday or sometime this week? Isaiah Thomas made
I love the boy Zeke.
Yeah, he made a pretty, in my opinion, a little bit of controversial comment comparing Ben and Magic Johnson. Do you have that Tim? Because we was going to talk about that real quick.
I did want to talk about that. It was I didn't think it was a controversial
Zeke,
comment.
my man too. Zeke, my man.
Yeah,
I got a lot of respect for Zeke.
For his knowledge.
Hey Mark, I like D-Line too, but I don't think D-Line call games though. I think she do. I think it's a lot of good women reporters that report on the game, but I feel like the ones that they use to call the games, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah,
you pulling up the tape, Tim?
Yeah, it's a real 1 minute clip, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Let me.
Is it going to get his band?
I'm sure.
Well, we don't get no.
That's right. So we can't get demonetized.
All right, I'm gonna share the clip.
Absolutely, Trae.
Turn it up.
Because to me, Ben Simmons is not a broken player. He was their best defender. He was an all-star, and he led them in assists. Now, what Ben Simmons' problems is not that he can't shoot the basketball. His problem is he can't make free throws as a point guard. Ben Simmons needs to get in the gym and work on foul shooting. He will add 4 to 5 points to his scoring average, and he'll be inside the post, making layups and everything else, going to the foul line, just like another person that Shaq idolized that couldn't shoot, and his name was Magic Johnson. Mark Aguirre and I working out with him one summer, and we working on the all-out moves, and we doing all this fancy stuff. Magic Johnson the whole summer shot free throws. And we're like, man, why ain't you working on your game? And he was like, I'm working on my game. Y'all keep doing that y'all do. The next year, Magic Johnson is the MVP of the league because he became a better foul shooter. If Ben Simmons becomes a better foul shooter, then this story's over.
That sounds a lot like what somebody on this podcast has been saying since Ben Simmons came to the league.
Okay.
Thank you.
So how
my props?
No, it was me. I've been saying from the beginning.
So you saying you agree with this and compare him to Magic Johnson?
I agree with the point that he made about the free throws, which is if Ben Simmons is making free throws, I think he's more aggressive with everything.
This is what I gotta say.
That too. However, go ahead.
I hate the Magic Johnson comparison. And you can't compare Ben to anybody. First of all, it ain't that. It's the thing is Magic. Keyword here: Magic couldn't shoot. Okay, Magic did shoot the ball. Ben won't shoot. It's a totally different thing. Stop comparing him to a man that won't shoot. I had the film on when Magic played his first finals against the Sixers and had like 40 something. And I broke down every jumper Magic took. I still got it on my phone. I think I sent it to the board. Magic actually shot jumpers that game, and he made them. Magic would shoot the ball. Stop with this notion that Magic didn't shoot the ball. Ben doesn't shoot. It's a difference.
It's the same comparison. Stop. It's the same comparison people used to try to say about Ben and Jason Kidd and Ben and Rondo. These dudes would actually shoot. They just weren't good at it, but they still attempted to shoot threes and jump shots. Ben don't really do that.
I agree wholeheartly with you.
You can't play.
Hold up. Y'all had your time.
I didn't.
Okay, you're next. My thing is to the video, you asking for my commentary. No. This is stuff that boys continually keep saying. I got a lot of respect for Isaiah and all this, that, and the third. The only person who really, in my opinion, who addresses that Ben don't shoot is the bull Shannon Sharp. He constantly says he don't shoot. It's a difference between wanting or doing something and not being good at it than not doing something at all. Ben doesn't do it, so you cannot compare him and Magic. You can't compare him and Kidd. You can't compare him and Rondo. Now, the free throw is a valid point. I agree with Wayne with the free throws. That's a valid point. I agree with Isaiah with the free throw point. But to say that Magic worked on his free throw, and then the next year became the MVP of the league. Magic also worked and took jump shots. That's how he became the MVP of the league. And to try to act like if Ben did this, it's a possibility he may become MVP of the league. Man, kick rocks. I ain't trying to hear
that's not what
none of that.
That's not what he. That's not what I. That's
he's
not
trying
what
to say it. He's trying to say it. He's trying to say it.
What I'm saying is, as far as Ben, and this boy is a YouTuber that we be listening to. One of his things he always say is proper preparation prevents poor performance. Now that's so true. The boy doesn't work on his free throw shooting, so he's scared to death when he got to go to the line. If he worked on his game, when he go to the line, he would have better outcomes because he's actually feel comfortable with taking that shot. That's the thing. And that's why what Isaiah said was absolutely right. If you work on your game
about the free throws, yes.
If you work on your free throws, you then at the end of the game, when they play hack a Ben like they play hack a Shaq, you don't see that deer in the headlights look in his eyes like, oh my God, why I gotta be here.
So Tim, you said out your mouth Ben don't work on his free throws. You believe Ben doesn't work on his free throws?
Yes, I do.
Then why do you want him there?
Because he does everything else. Did you hear what he said? He led us an assist, a great defender, all-star. He did all these things. But what did he struggle with? He struggled with his shot, with shooting free throws. So guess what we want you to do? We want you to put the time in the gym, stay off the Instagram models, stay out of the Kardashians, stay out of California, work on your game, come back and be the player that we know you can be. That's
Dominique,
all I'm saying.
Dominique said Isaiah failed as a GM. So pretty much he's saying,
okay, I mean,
who cares what Isaiah say? Now, I just think
Isaiah kind of put a good team up there in Toronto when he had Dame Stoudemire and them. They was balling a little something up there. Wasn't that Isaiah's team?
He drafted Stoudemire too, didn't he?
Yeah, wasn't that his team up there? As a new squad coming in. But I don't think he's. I guess because I think he's using Magic because everybody look at Magic. But I'm thinking what he's saying is Magic worked on that one. Magic knew that if he got better at that. And that's what I'm saying about Ben's whole game. Like when we talk about when Ben going to the lane and then he looks scared to death to shoot and looking for somebody to pass to, I think all that comes from him being afraid to go to the free throw line. And I think that if he shoots a higher percentage from the free throw line, dudes that can shoot decent free throws look to get fouled. Look at everybody else how we talk like dudes attack. They want to get fouled to get a free throw.
Going to get there if you don't work on it though.
Yeah,
I agree, and that's been my biggest problem with him the whole time is that he's not even working to improve that aspect of his game. And I think if he improves that, then that makes everything else better. And I think that's what Isaiah was saying about. He said MVP, but he's saying like this is how drastic you seen Magic improvement was just because he focused on that and it made everything else that much better.
Which is false. His rookie year wasn't he like Finals MVP or something?
He wasn't the MVP of the league.
Yeah,
he went what Finals MVP because Kareem got hurt and he had to step in and do that.
But that was rookie year. That's before he even started practicing the free throws.
Okay, but you're talking about a series as opposed to the whole season. Isaiah was his best friend. I'm saying I'm going to go off of what his best friend saying. And if he telling you that he was sitting here and working with him and what Magic told them, I got to take it that he's being honest.
This all I got to say. We should send this tape to every GM in the league. Hopefully they bite.
I agree. Isaiah may have helped us out. Maybe him and Maury. Maybe Maury coaxed him into saying that. Maury's like, look, go on your show. He'll go $2 go on your show and do your thing. get that stock value up for Ben.
Ron L said it perfectly. The difference is Magic cared.
Yes,
he gave it. Ben don't care. That's Ben Simmons' whole problem. He does not care, and that's why I'm like, I'm not trying to look and wait if Ben develops it. I'm tired because he's showing an attitude that he's not even trying. He thinks he's there already. He don't think he has a need to.
My thing, Tim getting killed right now. Tim getting killed because see, my thing though is it's one thing. It's one thing to see what your weaknesses is and work on them. And then most players implement that during the game. They don't even implement all this, gym stuff in the off season. These apparent jump shots. You don't implement none of it during the game. I agree with you. This is why I've consistently said for years, I don't see him getting no better. He has a mental block or whatever you want to call it that that does not allow him to elevate himself.
He's
so
getting
he's completely going big. Hopefully we get good trade from him. But I thought it was a good conversation about, what Isaiah was saying and what some people think. But I just don't think the two really go hand in hand because Magic was going to implement what he worked on in his game. Ben is a total different person than I think what we have ever witnessed before. I agree. You know how Steph Curry is, you may never witness nothing like him when it comes to shooting and all that kind of stuff like that. Ben is a totally different animal. We have never in our modern day era of basketball seen a player like Ben Simmons who refused to shoot the ball.
I got a quick question.
Once Ephraim reads Brooks' AG comment, he'll probably lead the chat.
Yeah, no,
I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, you don't even need to.
I saw it. I got the game on right here. That shot was crazy. He had a couple crazy ones so far. I told y'all what was going to happen. I told y'all what was going to happen when they played against the Suns again. But it's still going on.
Booker ain't playing. Bars dropped bars. He said, Tim gives Simmons a pass for not practicing free throws, but criticizes Embiid for eating a cheeseburger. Exactly.
I agree.
What kind of fraudulence is that?
Always fraudulent. Wow. This is what he does. He does this type of stuff. This is what we got to deal with every day on a polo chat, in the group me chat, and all that. This is what we got to deal with. Right. Welcome to my world.
I got a question.
Hey, man, I agree. That Ben Simmons, that layup, that ruined it for me. Like I was trying to give, like I said, I felt
that was 2 points.
It was
2 points. How did
2 points because it was 2 points that would have tied the game. We fought all the way back. It was a dunk. It was a dunk that would have tied the game. And instead of tying the game with the dunk, we got a one foul shot made, and then they went down and banged the three.
Why? Because who missed the first?
Because Ben Simmons passed it to a 70% free throw shooter instead of dunking on a 6 foot on a 5 foot 3-point guard.
Mikal Bridges is back, by the way.
He was having the meltdown. He'd be better. Listen, question. Steph Curry. Is he the second best guard to ever play the game after Michael Jordan at this point? Did he overtake Kobe Bryant as the second best guard?
I told you don't bring this up. I'll say this. Wayne got it.
Wayne, you all right?
No, I knocked my mic out.
I'll say this.
Blink twice if you need help.
I don't think you can. I don't think right now that's a conversation that most people would give validity to. I would entertain it, but I honestly think he has to win probably at least one more without KD to give him 2 as the main focal point of the team. And if he wins 2 more, it's definitely a legit conversation where you can start talking. Is he up there with D Wade, Kobe, and all them like that?
So he's a better guard than Magic Johnson?
You can have that conversation as well.
Magic got 5 rings, don't
he? Yeah, he had Kareem on his team too.
And Magic he's
not better than Zeke yet.
And Magic also had rebounds, and Magic also had assists.
If he wins one more ring, if he wins a ring this year, you can start saying I right now put him behind Zeke. If he wins a ring this year, you could say he's better than he could say he's better. You could have a conversation with him and Zeke. And if he wins 2 more, you could have that conversation with him and Magic. That's why I said Tim brought it up now. I wouldn't bring it up honestly unless
he told me to wait. He told me to hold off on it, but
he already the best shooter ever.
Yeah, he's the best shooter ever.
I think you can start the conversation. The reason why, because I really think you can arguably say that he's better than Kobe right now.
I know who he better. He better than Dame, who Tim was cheering for. Was that Tim and Wayne saying that?
Oh yeah, no, it was Tim, a little bit of Wayne, but it was mainly Tim that was saying that.
No, I was saying I like Dame. I said I thought they was a little bit on an even level a couple years ago, but I think Steph is way past him.
All right.
I mean, like I said, it depends on how history plays.
He's over him. I'll say
it depends on how history plays it out. If he does, win as the main bull the next 2 years or something like that, then I think it'd be more legitimate where you can start saying that. But it's the Kobe fans. He could win 3 more rings. Kobe fans ain't never going to say he better than Mamba.
Kobe fans try to say that Kobe was better than Mike. So how Kobe. Yeah. That's how Kobe.
They ain't never going.
Like, it's arguable. Like what did Mike do better than Kobe? Like
the impact what Steph does to defense is something else that we ain't never see before. Out from a guard, the way he makes defenses stretch the floor like that with the pressure he puts.
But those other two players you're comparing them to were top tier defenders, Mike and Kobe. Mm-hmm. I mean, on the offensive side of the ball and shooting, and even not even just shooting, but even creating, like taking off the dribble and everything else, Steph is amazing. But I mean, Steph doesn't play the defense or get the rebounds that those guys do, or I don't even know if he gets his assist is picking up some now, but I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I just, like you said, right now, if he continue winning and getting better and stuff, it could be an argument to be made. But right now, there's no way I could put him over Magic or Kobe.
I can't argue with that.
That's interesting.
Who we play next?
Herb, I agree.
Charlotte? Is it Charlotte on? Do we play Charlotte?
Herb, they said there's no way we lose a game. Wait, I'm gonna go back to your comment. He said,
yeah, I saw what he said. Herb talking about some we lost because of 8 turnovers. But if your point guard is not running from the ball and handling the ball, you don't have to have your center bringing it up and trying to instigate the offense.
He's still doing that now.
I think this is actually no.
He's still doing now.
He went down there. They passed it to him in the post, and he passed out of there.
Ben B will still bring the ball up now and try.
Ben ain't even want to cross half court. Stop it.
Yeah, we played the Hornets back to back.
Yeah.
Well,
that's actually a good test. I want to see. I want to see it against the Hornets.
Look at Golden State. They playing Phoenix back to back.
Yes, I think it's a few teams that's doing
Steph
that.
Do play. Steph, by the way, PA Assassin, Steph does play defense. Steals do count. He led the league in steals.
Yeah.
His unanimous MVP year, and he averages almost 2 steals a game this year so far. So it may not be your on-ball block shot defense, but steals is still considered defense. However you want to.
But his defense isn't on their level. But I agree with you because people real quick to give blocks credit for defense, but steals is all they doing is playing the passing lane. But that disrupts the game. You play in that passing lane.
No, but seriously, the Sixers, we need to go on a win streak because this 4 games behind can turn to 8 to 9 and they can get out of hand. So we got to keep winning. We can't go on none of these losing streaks again. We got to try to keep everybody healthy. We got to start winning games.
I agree with that.
In order to stay in contentions, got to start
winning games. Obvious.
So we come back on Sunday after the game. Anybody got any final thoughts?
Listen, it's possible to lose twice in a row to the Hornets. They got a nice young squad over there, man. They got a nice young squad.
Look at Cleveland. Who Cleveland beat tonight? Cleveland just beat somebody tonight. Like I'm saying, the NBA, like we were saying before, like in the East, it's just like the Wild Wild West out this joint.
It's not like the Wild Wild West. It's not like the Wild Wild West. The Nets 16-6 and the Bulls 15-8. They winning games.
And we beat the Bulls twice. So
the Nets won 8 out of 8 last. They won.
Washington, the team that Ethan was hype about because they started out so hot that now they just lost to Cleveland.
They in 4th place. We in 9th.
Mm-hmm. But they was way up there. Yeah, it's a difference of like 2 games.
Yeah, so are they. They're a difference of 2 games. We're a difference of 4.
No, from Washington. We're 2 games behind Washington.
And that's what I'm saying. It can turn ugly quick.
I mean, it could, but I don't think nobody's really besides Brooklyn. I don't think nobody's really been because Brooklyn started off looking a little shaky and then they just turned it on. Brooklyn is the one team that I think like kind of cranked it up more lately. So, but all the other teams, like their recent records is not all that great.
Yeah, we about to start hitting that stride.
Yeah,
we need to start hitting that stride.
Let's see.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to catch us on.
Oh, them Milwaukee. My fault. Milwaukee too. Go ahead. My bad, Tim.
Yeah, don't forget to catch us on all our platforms. Don't forget you listening to the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast.